Yo, what's going on, y'all? Coach Paul Tadal on here with yet another training shoe review for the Nike Free Metcon 2. So Nike just released their second edition of their Nike Free Metcon, and as you can see right off the bat, there's some pretty cool updates compared to the first one. They took this plastic piece that used to be right here, moved it down, still kept the integration with the lacing, and as you tighten up the shoe, you get a little bit more lateral stability in the bottom of your foot or the middle of your foot. But at the same time, they didn't get rid of the stability around the ankle, as they've kept this kind of strap integrated with the lacing, this strap that goes through, and as you tie your shoe and tighten your shoe, you lock your foot into the shoe and lock yourself into the heel. They also made the bottom of the shoe a little bit firmer for more stability for weightlifting, but they still kept the much needed support in certain areas of the foot that strike the ground when running, while also keeping, of course, the Nike Free kind of flexible webbing that they have at the bottom. Speaking of running, I went on a 5K run in these shoes with my dogs, and they actually felt really great. The first running shoes I ever had were Nike Free, so I'm used to running in very minimal shoes. I run in Elite 10s and kind of stay away from the larger, thicker shoes and run and train and race in more minimal shoes. So I also took these through a workout in the gym. I did some cleans, I did push the sled, I did some front squats, some deadlifts, I did some plyometric work, so I did some box jumps, lateral box jumps with some burpees, some broad jumps, some box step overs with some kettlebells, and some overhead walking lunges. Typical movements, generally in the spectrum of a lot of movements that I do in my own workouts. And overall, shoe didn't really disappoint. Where I think it succeeds is the stability and support in the shoe, if that's what you're looking for in a training shoe. My go-to training shoe has always been and will always be the regular Metcon, because like I said, I like running in minimal shoes, I like training in minimal shoes, and overall wearing the shoe, I could feel all the tech in the shoe, if that makes sense. I could feel the thickness in the shoe. In my own personal preference, I think it's a lot more shoe than I need. Where this feels like a thicker booty around my foot, secure, stable, comfortable, this feels more like a thin glove. And I think it comes down to, one, of course, the very thin upper, and I feel very secure and locked in these shoes as well. And this has a much thicker padded upper, very comfortable, And even though I can secure myself in, there's still a bunch of cushion around my foot. Also, I like feeling the contact with the ground. I like I like feeling the ground beneath me. And here I can feel the thickness of the sole. And so where I would use a shoe like this would be my all-to go-to competing training shoe. And when it comes to training, anything where I'm doing anything heavy, I am not scared to do any Olympic lifts in this, heavy Olympic lifts. Not scared to do any like 1 rep maxes, 3 rep maxes. Over here, I think if I were gonna go 100% in a rep range, I think the lowest that I would go would probably be like 5 or 6. Anything lower, I'm gonna put on my regular Metcons. I think this shoe is really good for, if you're looking for your first training shoe, or if your workouts consist of a lot of boot camp style workouts, strength and conditioning workouts, where it's like you're running on a treadmill, doing some, moderately heavy to light, middleweight weightlifting. I think it's great for anyone just going to the gym and working out, jumping on a treadmill and doing some, hitting the weights. So on the spectrum of all the shoes that I use regularly, the Metcon 4, like I said, my go-to end-all be-all training shoe. If I had to choose one shoe to wear all the time, it would be my Metcon, regular Metcons. My Flyknit Metcons, now that I have these, are the shoe that I coach and teach and live in and wear for hours and hours on end. I get in the gym in the morning at like 5 a.m., teaching classes till like 8 p.m. and this is the shoe I wear pretty much all day. I run errands in this shoe, I live in this shoe, and I'll do some light workouts in these shoes. Some, if it's just squats and deadlifts, fairly heavy, then I don't mind putting these shoes on. But when I go really heavy, especially on things like clean and jerks, I can start feeling that extra cushioning in this shoe. This shoe is not that comfortable to wear for hours and hours on end, but it's a great training shoe. I'm not going to proactively run in these shoes, but given a workout where it's shorter runs and jumping in between weightlifting and running, this is a great shoe to wear. This shoe is a little bit more comfortable to run in, a little bit heavier. Same kind of thing with the Flyknit upper. It's a bit softer, there's a little bit more give to it, but it's really comfortable. These shoes right here would be really good for if I was going to do like an all outdoor workout where I'm running back and forth, a lot of agility work, running up and down hills, and some plyometric work. I think this is a good versatile shoe in that respect. Now, in terms of sizing, in the regular Metcons, I'm a 12. Flyknit Metcons, I'm a 12.5. The Free Metcons, I'm a 12.5. I originally got the 12s and they fit too perfectly. It was like my toes were right up at the end.
I don't understand. I would wear the shoes or like an outdoor workout as if the shoes right here will be really good for all out there how to work out world running back and forth hills and supply metric or versatile shoe. But I could search the web for it.
I'm not talking to you, Siri. Wow, just kind of picks up and listens whenever it wants to listen. So where was I? This shoe, sizing. So my shoe, my foot fit perfectly well, but then when I started on that 5K, I could really feel my feet starting to expand. My toe actually started to hurt. Then I switched to the 12.5 and everything felt great. There was like just a little bit amount of space, but enough where it wasn't loose and enough where my foot can expand and be really comfortable. The last thing about this shoe, maybe it just takes some breaking in, but on any heel, like it's the heel on a regular Metcon is lower and just softer. Here, it's like stiffer and higher, and maybe it's just my foot and my Achilles, but I really felt this rubbing up against my Achilles. I feel like I'm saying a lot of bad things about the shoe, but I'm just kind of giving my honest opinion. I do think it's a great shoe, and I see where it's really well thought out, and it comes down to personal preference. Like I said, I like a minimal training shoe. This has a lot of tech in it and would be really good for anybody looking for a lot of stability and a lot of support and a thicker sole. So that's my review on this shoe. So let me know if you have any questions, and if you try this shoe out, let me know how you feel about it and we can share that experience. So take it easy, y'all. Love, peace, happy training, and see you next time.